Hi, Tim Horchler, New Voyager Trading with another version of Tim Talks, and today we're going to be talking about the best location for a spinner to have the orifice and flyer located on a spinning wheel. Wheels come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. I've seen orifices and flyers down low between your legs. I've seen them up high on a castle wheel, 32 inches. On a traditional type of wheel like this is the Kromski Symphony. Depending on the diameter of the wheel, 24, 28, 30 inches, the flyer can be displaced to the left or to the right quite a bit. And how does that affect the spinner as they sit down at the wheel and want to get yarn onto the bobbin? Spinners come in a variety of shapes and sizes too. And they may feel a need, because of their being shorter or taller, that they need the orifice in a particular spot in order to be good at what they're going to do. And that's just not necessarily so. Perhaps you might have a physical limitations, and that might come into consideration a little bit more. But we're going to try to show to you that the location of the flyer, the orifice that's coming off of it, is not something to be overly concerned with. It's not all that important. Many of you will know the name Alden Amos, and he has said that the height of the orifice, if you worry about it, is just a bunch of nonsense. Typical Alden Amos direct analysis of the situation. One of the things you can do to demonstrate that the orifice is kind of wherever it is and everything will work okay is to sit down at your wheel. You always want to use a spinning chair or stool that gets you at a good height for your sized body. You might have single or double treadle. That's going to dictate how you orient yourself towards the wheel. This is a double treadle wheel. I prefer to treadle with one foot. So I'm going to get here, get comfortable, get wherever I want. I'm going to have fiber connected here in my hand. And what we suggest when you're in doubt about is this orifice at a good location, is get ready to spin, get comfortable, then close your eyes and begin the spin. And I guarantee you, if you have an orifice that has a round delivery here in front, whether you want to spin off here to the right or you want to be off to the left, the yarn will go from your hands to the orifice and onto the bobbin just the way it should, regardless of where that orifice and that flyer is. If you feel a need to lean in because, well, I've got an orifice, a flyer that's way down low, don't do it. If you have a need to think that you have to work right here in this area 2 or 3 inches right from the orifice, don't. Put your hands back where they're comfortable and begin to spin. Lefties, many times, they might be told that having the flyer on the right-hand side of the wheel is going to be better for them. But there's no reason why you can't come over here to this side and go ahead and do your drafting, your spinning, cross your body as opposed to going back here if the flyer is on the left-hand side. Don't let the wheel dictate to you where you put your hands. You want them to be comfortable. You can spin from this position. You can spin from over here. You could be clear up here and spinning if someone will treadle the wheel for you. Or you could be down here and spinning. It just does not make too much of a difference where you are. You've got here in front of the orifice an imaginary cone of delivery. It's coming out and flaring out rather quickly here in front of the orifice. And you're going to be working in a cone that is not going to present any problems for you in using your wheel. You can go even further and say that here at the front of the orifice there is a plane here that you can work anywhere on this side of the plane, even to 90 degrees if you wanted to. It's not necessarily something that you're probably going to do every day, but there is no reason. The yarn will travel to the orifice and go on. Now, if you're spinning real fine yarn, you might say, Tim, I need this really direct because I'm afraid that if I put an angle on here, that yarn is going to break here at the orifice. Well, believe me, that angle you're going to have up here is nothing compared to the angles you have back here at the hooks, where it turns 90 degrees and goes onto the bobbin. The twist and the character of the yarn, its strength, is developed right up here where your hands are. Once the yarn is to the orifice, all the twist is in it, and there's no more twist added to it once it gets there. And most of the twisting is done right up here. If you make your yarn correctly, right here, even thin yarn, it's not going to break here. And if it's going to break, it's probably going to break back here. And you don't have any control over the hooks. It's got to make that 90-degree turn. So make good yarn out here. Don't worry about this angle that you're going to be working with. You'll be able to get the yarn onto the bobbin. So get comfortable, put your hands where you want them, get yourself oriented to that wheel, sit down and begin to spin and draft and take up to the bobbin, and you'll be just fine. So consider any wheel you want, regardless of where that flyer and orifice is. You'll be able to use it. Don't lean in, just sit up and do what your mama told you. Have good posture. So that's our talk on orifices, height, location, where the flyer is. This is Tim Horchler. Check back with us in the future for more versions of Tim Talk.